Begin Podfix Network transmission in 3, 2, 1.
The bench loves Lucy.
Hi, this is Shauna.
And this is Trisha,
And this is The Bench Loves Lucy.
the podcast.
We are two girls on a bench. We have other podcasts. Go check them out wherever you listen to podcasts.
And this one is dedicated to one of our favorite shows of all time, I Love Lucy.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Shauna, what are you snacking on over there?
Salt and vinegar popcorn.
For those days you need a little salt and you're feeling bitter?
That's right. Everything sucks right now, and I'm bitter all the time. So I'm going to have some salt and vinegar popcorn. Delicious.
Let's go out to the lobby. Let's go out to the lobby. Let's go out to the lobby and get ourselves a snack.
So we're going to start with what seems to be episode 1 of I Love Lucy, except it's not really episode 1 because we've, tried to search around and figure this out. And there's apparently a few episodes that aren't available that we can't watch. There was
It's
like
the
a
first
pilot.
3. Yeah.
There's a pilot and there's 2 other ones and nobody can watch them. We don't know why we can't get them. They're not available anywhere.
I know.
It's like a big Lucy secret. Like the first episode is the girls want to go to a nightclub. The second is be a pal. The third is the diet. And the fourth is Lucy thinks Ricky is trying to murder her. And that's actually the one that we're able to watch.
That's the one listed as 1.
Right.
On like CBS or whatever.
So somehow there's 3 episodes that are like lost, hidden, like we don't know where they went.
So apparently there was like an hour-long special where they released the first episode, but I could only find like blogs about it. I couldn't find actual footage of it.
Yeah, we can't actually get
anything.
it. And somebody owns it somewhere and nobody can watch it. So we're going to start with Lucy thinks Ricky is trying to murder her.
Yes, which is episode
amazing.
4, but if you watch it on CBS or whatever, it's episode
Hulu.
1 listed there. So
You can watch on either one of those, Hulu or CBS. It starts with episode 4/1. Okay.
So what I love about Lucy thinks Ricky's trying to murder her. First of all, she's scaring herself because she's reading a book about some sort of mockingbird murderers or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's like so into it. She's like dipping her crackers in the cream cheese and like not even
the
noticing.
Mockingbird murder mystery.
Yes.
That's
And
like her like book that she's like
she's so
like,
into it.
So into her true crime like moment, which
But
I love.
I just think it's so funny that it's so very possible that Ricky would want to murder her, that's the first idea that goes into her head. When
he's so menacing, really, in a really disarming way, though. Where you're like,
in a handsome way.
he's very handsome. Look, we all know that Desi Arnaz is a fine-looking man, especially in 1951, and she's gorgeous, and they were married for real in real life. So
it's fun to think about, like, well, how much of this is from some of their real life. Like, did she ever really think he was gonna murder her? Like, was that an ongoing joke between the two of them? Because him wanting to kill her is like a point of like it comes up again and again in their marriage.
He constantly wants to discipline her.
Kill her, discipline her,
for sure,
punish
like,
her,
keep her from like being crazy.
Yeah,
because she's just so
oh
crazy.
My god,
oh my god, she's just like losing her shit. So Lucy's reading this book. This is how the episode starts. She's reading a book, and it's like the Mockingbird Murders or whatever, murder mystery. She's like beautiful, her big, beautiful eyes. She's like, oh my God, like reading this book. She's dipping crackers into cheese, and then she starts dipping them into her cold cream, which is right next
to it and open. So you know from the beginning she's going to do this. Yeah. But when she does dip it in the cold cream,
she doesn't notice.
She doesn't even react, which I thought was so perfect because I thought she was going to be like, gross. Yeah.
She doesn't even notice. I totally thought she was going to like be like, gross.
Because I'm like, that's going to be the first stick. right? She
No.
dips her chip in the wrong thing,
And then
or
she's
whatever,
like,
cracker.
no, I don't care. And then Ricky comes home and like, he's like, oh my God, you're like reading this book. And then she like throws the book out the window because she gets scared because he does kind of like a whoo or something
Well, no,
on
but
her.
he does say, hello, I'm home. It was such a
He
good night at the
talks to her
club. He
for, like,
talks
a
for a
while.
while, but she still doesn't even look up.
She's
And then he comes
absorbed.
over and gives her a kiss or something on the cheek, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't even know you were here. And it was like, I've been here for like a while. And then she throws the book out the window, and she's like, oh, I need someone bigger and stronger than me to go get the book. And he was like,
Yeah, it's you.
You should go get it because you're bigger and stronger, which I thought was funny.
That actually is pretty funny.
Yeah, no, but
Like,
she was like, no, it has to be you.
They
And then
have some good shtick together.
I have to know, like, what happens to the murderer or who's the murderer. And she's like, is it this person? Is it this person?
Yeah, is it the butler?
Yeah.
Is it the maid? Is it like
He's like,
the
no,
neighbor?
it's the husband because they're married.
Wah, wah.
And then he starts to talk about if
Okay,
it was
guys,
a husband.
Get ready, because I Love Lucy. That joke comes up like
a lot.
every other
Yeah.
episode.
No,
where
if
it's
you're
like,
married,
oh, you're married.
you want to kill her.
That's
Yeah.
why they want to kill her, or that's why he's miserable,
Yeah.
or that's why he's a drunk, or that's why
Yeah.
he's
This any problem that you have, it's because you're married.
mostly.
Bottom line,
Yeah,
yeah,
for
because your
sure.
wife annoys you. So he like goes to this long like reenactment of what he would do if
He
he
does
was
this
the
like
murderer.
insane,
Yeah.
like fun monologue.
He
where
does
you
it like
can
a
tell
sort
they're
of
having fun.
an improv too, where he's like touching the knife and then like ow, it's like the pretend knife. Like he
It's
does
like
a whole thing.
whole acting thing.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wow,
Yeah.
Desi, like go for it. Like you did it. Like you really brought it. And then at the same time, you're like, why is her husband so like gleeful about like pretending to like kill her?
I think part of it's tongue in
Like-
cheek because he knows it'll freak her out. He knows. He knows. But then she takes it to the next level, and the next day
She
she's
always
like,
does.
he's gonna murder me. And Ethel reads her cards and like,
So Ethel
Yes.
comes in the back like kitchen door, which she
Yes.
always does. She just walks. I mean, this is when it starts.
Yep.
First episode ish, 4 maybe. We're not sure.
neighbor, landlord, best friend.
Just walks in and she's like, and she keeps saying like, I had the most exciting night last night. She keeps saying that, and Lucy's like,
ignoring
I'm losing
reading
my
her book
shit like
Well,
right now.
Yeah. Well, she's mostly just reading her book, and then she throws it out the window again.
Oh yeah.
And then Ethel's like, I'm gonna read you your cards, and she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't believe in this stuff. But then of course
She does.
the cards say that she's
Yeah,
gonna get
there's like
murdered.
something close to her, like the spade is next to the queen, and that
Yeah.
means she's gonna get
the
killed.
ace of spades to the
Yeah.
queen of hearts. Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get killed."
And she's like, it's going to be Ricky because he talked about how he's going to kill me if he would kill me last night. And I think that what's really shocking is how normal that seems to Ethel. She's like, oh, of course he's going to try and kill you. You should be careful because
Nobody's
he's going to
freaked
kill
out.
you. No one's like, no one's ever going to kill you. Like, he loves you. Like,
that's
no. Her
silly.
best friend is like, yeah, you're right. He probably is going to kill you.
He's totally gonna get you.
Yeah, especially now that we read these cards.
And then she's like, I gotta get him his coffee. She walks into the next room. She overhears Ricky on the phone talking to his agent about like an act of dogs.
With all these dog names.
All
yeah.
these little dogs that are going to be on his show. So he's got his big show at the club that he does. And then this whole thing. And then he's like, you're going to have to get rid of the singer because we're going to have to pay for the dogs. Like, I didn't really understand that whole thing. It was like, this must be a 1950s thing. Like, they had to ask the
I
singer
think-
to get the dogs. I don't know. It was a very bizarre
I
conversation.
really think the whole conversation was so that what Ricky said out loud that she
would
could
hear
hear
it. Yeah.
was girls' names, and then we have to get rid of her.
Yeah.
We're gonna find
She's
a
been with
replacement
me for a
her.
long time.
Her face is getting boring or whatever, so that Lucy could be in the corner, like,
Yeah.
feeling her face and being like, "Oh my
Lucy's
god."
Only hearing one side of the conversation. She's freaking out. This is like some classic, like every sitcom device is based on this from here on out.
I know,
I feel
right?
like, I mean, this is the
Yeah,
most
good point.
amazing. Like, I love watching it because I'm like, this is like brilliant in the making, because now it's just like, oh, like we already like know what's gonna happen, but the only reason we know what's gonna happen is because of the show. kind of.
Yeah,
In a way.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of amazing, but yeah, so he's gonna get rid of the singer, not Lucy. And then
What I love is that Lucy, and this is what like I'll love again and again, is that she's not afraid to use physical comedy.
never.
No matter how ugly or stupid she might look. So she straps pans to her body and like a trash can lid to her butt. And when she shows Ethel like her bulletproof vest, so to speak,
that's exactly
she
what
bends
it is.
over with her butt in the air with a big trash can lid on her butt and like a pan strapped to her belly. And like she's just not afraid to just be like put it all out there.
Yeah.
Like she's so silly.
Like weird like self consciousness or anything.
No, and I
she's
don't feel like
best.
funny females in this time period would make themselves like the Will Ferrell or Mike Myers comedy we're used to is like they'll run around in their underwear and be stupid
and
with
it's
their
hilarious
bellies hanging
that
out.
they might have a belly.
But
Yeah.
like the girls don't do that.
Okay, so that's still not happening now.
A
Okay.
little bit. You
A
got like
little
Melissa
bit.
McCarthy who will
Right.
be like
You got a few,
bridesmaids and
but like it's very minimal.
it's more
and she was doing it like
then
in the 50s. Like it's
Molly
phenomenal.
Shannon would do
Right.
it.
But there's very few though. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's like in our lifetime later, where it's like we weren't alive in the 50s, like, and we all in a strange way worship Lucille Ball because you watch it now. I watched it with my kids.
Yeah.
My daughter's
Stands
13. My son's 15. They're laughing.
Yeah.
They're loving it. And you're like, this comedy is like timeless.
Yeah.
Because it's so brilliantly
Silly.
written and
Yeah.
she's so perfect and her timing is so phenomenal.
But she's not afraid. She doesn't have
No,
any like
she's not.
self-preservation happening. She's
Not
just
at
like I
all.
will put it all out there and I will be totally dumb.
It's for the sake of the script and
Yeah,
the
and
story.
the joke.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the joke.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
the joke.
Always.
You got it. So she's got this trash can pot thing going on. It's like hilarious physical comedy. Somehow she starts like jumping around, and then Ricky's like, "What's
Like
wrong with you?"
To box him or
Yeah,
whatever. Or
she's like-
she's a moving target. Like he's gonna shoot her. Maybe he has like a prop gun, coincidentally for an act in his drawer.
Right, but
Yeah.
he doesn't know that she knows that.
Yeah, no,
'Cause she
she
like saw
overheard
him
it.
hide it or something. And then she's jumping around, and then she just like goes to her room, and she's like crazy. And he's like, "She's so crazy." And then Fred comes over.
Yes, and he's like, when Ethel's acting crazy, I just slip her a Mickey, and it's like,
And then we're like,
wait, what?
Bill Cosby, wah, wah.
Fred just slips his wife a Mickey when she's acting like out of sorts.
Like, what's she doing?
just wants to put her to
Lucy's
sleep.
just running around with a pot hanging off her
Just
shirt and
put
the
her to-
trash can
put
lid
her
on
to
her
sleep.
butt.
I'm sorry. Shut her up. Put her to sleep.
She's not even. She's just acting weird, and he's like, "Why is she acting weird?" It's like, well, why don't you go talk to your fucking wife
No,
and
slip
ask her
her-
why she's acting weird?
Slip her a Mickey.
Let's just drug her
Yeah.
immediately.
And of course, you know what's going to happen next. She catches Ricky trying to put this drug into her drink.
No, meanwhile, like Fred's got like some clever, funny
Oh,
things in his little pocket.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
like, "This
yeah.
is a button," and it's like kind of like a funny little shtick. It's like very like
Yeah.
vaudevillian. I think a little
Yeah.
bit where it's like, "I got a button. I got this. This isn't for this. Oh wait, here it is. Here's a like sedative."
Yeah, a powdery sedative you can put in her like sparkling water or whatever, seltzer. Yeah.
So he goes and pours them both a seltzer, and she sees him pour the pill in
Or
one,
like powder.
or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Whatever Fred keeps on hand to drug his wife. Sorry.
Just available at all times for Ethel. Ethel's like, I don't remember half the things that happened in my life. Poor Ethel. Fred is a lot of fun. So we then move on. So then she's like, she sees him.
Yeah,
And it's
so
like
she's
classic, like,
Gotta switch
he's
the
gonna
drink.
kill me.
Yeah.
That's like, he's trying to poison me.
Yeah.
I mean, he is poisoning her.
I'm sorry, if I saw my husband slipping something into my drink,
Like
I would feel weird too.
Yeah, you wouldn't be like, great.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
No.
But it was the 50s.
You would do a dance and switch the glasses, which is
They
what
do
they do.
The most hilarious dance. She's like, dance with me. And
It's
he's
like
like,
a
there's
weird
no music.
Tango.
Oh my God.
slash-
It's fucking
What is it?
hysterical. And they're both so serious when
Yeah.
they do it. Like, this is what I do love about them as like a couple and an acting like
Yeah,
partner
yeah.
with each other, is that they're so committed and they're so funny. And it's like, what is this scene? Like when you watch it, you're like, are they like doing this really like serious? And she switches the cups, and then she turns around and he switches the cups back. Then she drinks the one with the drugs on it.
Yeah. And then she thinks she's gonna get murdered, and she's just like, like grabbing her throat like the whole time, like
overreact.
Yeah, like nothing's happening at all.
She
And
keeps
she's just,
like dying. She keeps dying
passing,
all over the room.
passing out. Yeah, and like nothing. She passes out. He leaves. He thinks she's
Finally
asleep.
she passes out.
He thinks,
And
and she's not even passed out.
But
She's
they
just,
have like a conversation where she's like, "You drugged me. You switched the drinks. I switched the drinks. Don't drink it." And
I
he's
got
like,
a Mickey
"I
from
did."
Ricky.
Oh yeah. Mickey from Ricky.
Which I feel like they were setting up the whole time.
Right, that was a good joke.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were on it. And then she's like, "Oh, you," and so they kind of reveal to each other, like, "I know you switched the drink. I know you switched it back." And then she's like, "Oh my God, I'm dying." And then she's like dying for like
A
10
while.
minutes.
And he's like,
maybe
I
2
gotta go to
minutes.
work.
And he's like, "I gotta go back to the club." And that's the whole reason he wants to drug her from the beginning. He's
Just
like,
so he
"I
can
gotta go to
leave."
the club. I got
Yeah.
a show.
Yep.
And I can't deal with Lucy being out of her mind. So let's drug her till I come back." It's like,
Put her
What?
to sleep.
like why? I don't know why that was the logical conclusion.
I
but
don't know why
whatever.
Fred had it in his pocket ready to go.
Cut a Mickey from Ricky.
And
I wrote
Mickey
that down
from
too.
Ricky. No, so then Ethel comes in and she sees, she knows from the morning that, you know, Lucy thinks Ricky's going to kill her. So she's like,
And
she
she's
might
okay
be
with it.
dead. She's like totally on board with it. She's like, you're right. He's probably going to kill you. I better leave because I don't want him to kill me.
And then she comes in later and she's like, "Yeah, you're dead."
Yeah, you're dead.
Sorry.
Oh, you're laying on the couch. You must be dead. So she puts the blanket over her head, like, oh. And she's just standing there kind of sad, like, oh, that was my best friend. Whoops. Well, I guess her husband killed her. I'm like, wouldn't you run to the phone and call the police or
She
something?
just like accepts
She's
it.
like,
she's like,
well-
"Well, I'm gonna just poor Lucy. I'm gonna
let's
pull
just
this blanket
Hold it over her head.
this
And then, of
Afghan."
course, like, Lucy pops up and she's alive and everything's fine. And
No,
then,
she pops up and then she's like, "He dragged me, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And he's at the club and he's gonna. He made a list of women he's gonna
to replace her
to
with.
replace me. And then she reads the list, and this is the list of the dog names. So
Yes.
it's like Sally, Julie, what I don't remember
And
the
then
names
it's
are.
like Theodore.
And then it's the Theodore, and she's like, "Theodore."
they do have a nice little moment there where they're like, huh.
Yeah, they're
Theodore.
like, "Wait, what?" And so then they're like, "Whatever, we're gonna take." She's like, "I'm gonna take
Take
this
the gun. Yeah.
go to the club."
What we all know is a prop gun. She goes to the
it's
club.
so fake looking.
They're both wearing like trench coats.
They're wearing like their little house coats, like because they're like wearing.
well, no,
Lucy's,
they put their jackets on. They had like it almost
Oh.
looked like trench coats.
You're right. They did have,
Yeah.
but in the beginning they're wearing like
Oh
house.
no, they were in
coats.
their pajamas like the whole
Which
day.
I like. Love the house coat though. 'Cause
Just like
can
the
we bring
big
it back?
full-
It's just like a weird.
It never
big...
left, Shauna. It never left.
Oh, I don't have one. I
Well,
want a house coat.
maybe when you're up at 2 a.m. on
I can
Amazon,
order one in the
buy
middle of
me
the night.
socks. You can buy yourself a
I
house
do
coat.
have a late night insomnia problem, and sometimes I send Trisha weird things in the middle
And
of
I
the
always
night.
know it's from you. It's okay.
Yeah, girl, I didn't order this. Oh, but usually I put a note like, "This is for your foot that
Yeah.
was broken. Stop trying to get lotion on your foot and breaking your foot." I don't know, whatever I said. Anyway, well, this is what we do
Yes.
in the 2020s. But
Yeah.
in the 50s, there was no Amazon. So
No.
they just had to go down to the club in their trench coats. And then what happens?
So then Lucy comes out with the gun, and of course they're naming the dogs, and it's like Maria, Julia, whoever, and then he's like Theodore, and she's like, "That's Theodore," and it's a dog.
She's like, "It's the dogs."
"Yeah."
And she goes, "But what about the gun?" And then he shoots the gun, and it just has like a little flag that comes
Bang.
out that says "bang."
Yeah.
And then they're like,
Oh, you weren't trying
And
to
then they
kill
just
me
kiss each
after
other.
all. And then like she's kind of yawning because her sedative's kicking in. And Ethel's like, "Oh, guess you
hilarious.
didn't try to kill
And everybody's
her."
like, look at the dogs. The dogs are adorable. They're
They're
like all
kinda
like
cute.
standing up on their hind
They're
legs
like
with their
little
little
trick
like
dogs.
arms on each other, like
Yeah.
a little conga line.
Their paws. Yeah,
One of
their
them looks like
front
my
legs.
dog. They're super cute.
No, but yeah, I thought it was
dogs.
so funny how
Quickly it was resolved.
Yeah, well, it's resolved
Tried to
super
kill me.
quickly. But like
Drugged
also
me.
like if you walked in and I was dead, would you just cover my face or would you like
Yeah.
call the authorities?
I'd be like, oh, well, we knew she
I'll
was gonna
miss
get
you.
killed.
We knew her husband was gonna kill her eventually. She is fucking annoying.
Oh, and then they're like, oh, wait, let's go confront him
Yes.
at work.
Yes.
And then it was like, wah, wah.
Yeah.
It was just dogs
Ah.
and a fake gun. And it was hilarious. And then it was like, wait, what just happened right now? So then she's back at home, right? Like the next scene. So they're fine.
Right.
Kiss, makeup.
Oh, I didn't know there was another scene. I might have
Like,
missed it.
oh, there's a fade out, and then she goes back into her room once again, right back where she started.
She's reading the book.
She's still
again.
reading the Mockingbird
but it's
murder
all
mystery.
trash from being thrown out the window.
So she's like holding it. He walks up to her. Every time somebody walks up to her and she's reading the book, she goes because she
throws it out the window.
She's got a string on it.
I know.
This time.
I did
and
see
she
that
pulls
part.
it back up, and he's like, Lucy, and she's like, and then you're like, potentially weird domestic violence scenario. I don't know. Your dog's barking. She's not having it.
Sorry, guys. I have a dog.
Okay. I mean, everybody has a dog.
That's how it is.
Ricky had
Ricky
seven
had
of them
7
that she
dogs.
thought were women to replace her.
Well, the way she figured that out was he like wrote it on a telephone pad, and she knew how to like take the pencil on the pad where he wrote the names and color it.
Oh, is that what she did?
To
I missed
see-
that.
You know what I mean? Like
'Cause
if
he
you
took it,
if you
huh?
if you press on a pad of paper, then there'll be like a slight impression.
Yeah,
and
she's
she
like,
says,
he's gonna replace me with
Yeah.
these women. Julia.
she says she
and
knows how to
Martha,
do
and
that
I'm just gonna
from
keep. We're gonna keep
reading
making up names.
from reading mystery novels. She knows how to like detective work the pad of paper. Or
She's
whatever.
kind of like a little true crime
She's a
junkie
little
back in
sleuth,
the day,
right?
Except
She's a little murderino.
except she like
Except she thinks her husband's gonna constantly murder her
And
for,
she
for nothing.
kinda-
for nothing though. Like what did
Really?
she do?
I don't know.
There was
They're
no.
married.
But
That's the thing. Oh, well, they're married.
there was
So
no
that
like.
was a thing.
Oh my god! I spent too much money. Now Ricky's gonna kill me, which is a theme of other episodes. I won't go into.
She's
now.
always cowering. So we might have like a misogyny / like racism / like inappropriate ethnic comments section. This episode was blatantly like, why does he want to like joke? Why does he joke about killing his wife?
Well,
In a very detailed way.
I think he's just trying to figure out like.
And
be
he's trying to be
silly.
funny, and they're both very theatrical, right? So so I can almost buy that. It shows their relationship. They're really
But for
funny
her to take
and
it
silly.
seriously though is like.
Yeah, and then you're like, why do you think your husband's gonna kill you? And then
Or like when she does a thing on other episodes we haven't gotten to yet, but when
she's
she
always like
cowers,
cowering.
like
I know,
he's
there's
gonna
an
hit
episode
her.
where he spanks her. I mean, we'll get to that one, and then she's
Yeah.
like, "Ow!" the next day, like a kid, like he spanks her
Yeah.
like a kid, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
and that's
know
like
about
what's cool to do with your wife, like just slug her,
1951. Everybody,
slip her a Mickey.
she's lucky she was on TV. They say to me, I'm just kidding. No, I mean she
Oh my
literally. The funny thing
God.
is though, she is definitely 100% the star the whole show. I mean, like.
Yeah.
She's hilarious. Her physical comedy is so funny. Like you said, she has no qualms about like just being ridiculous
Yeah.
and just running around. And she's so committed. Her
Yep.
timing is so amazing. And I read or listened to something, and I'm sorry I can't cite it because I can't remember it right now, but where they were saying like she does so well in front of a live audience because
Yeah.
she's one of those sort of like live audience actors that really feeds off that energy.
Well, I read they wanted to tape this in New York and can it, like tape canned episodes to air, but she wanted it to be in front of a live audience.
Because it was
Yeah.
brilliant. Because
whole
you can
time.
hear them laughing. It's
Yeah.
so funny. It's so amazing. And like I just think that she's such a like professional comedian.
All right, I'll put a cut here, but we'll come out in a minute. Sorry. It's okay. It's just a little too hard. I'm sorry. Thank you, though. You're so sweet.
Thank you.
Somebody's trying to deliver us chili
Somebody's-
cheese fries.
Like not like Ricky and brings us food and doesn't try to kill Trisha. Thank God.
Usually.
I'm all, Trisha's dead now.
I'm all, don't-
I cover you with a blanket.
Well,
Oh well.
don't put silverware
missed
down
you.
next to the microphone. It's okay.
So, getting back to where we were, which I don't remember where that was.
Yeah, totally.
She's a
lost it.
committed comedian.
Yes.
She's hilarious. And I just feel like she'll do like anything for the laugh, which is I think what is so beautiful about Lucille Ball is
Yeah.
she's such a hero to me, like as a woman, because it's like this is 1951. Like
Yeah.
this shit wasn't going on, and you were so funny, and you're leading all the jokes. And even if maybe you're the butt of the joke or like
It didn't matter.
something, it doesn't matter. You're so committed, and the way that she looks and reacts, and her face, and the physical comedy, like it's so. Oh, I just can't even take it. It's so good.
So obviously we are big fans.
70 years later, and I'm
Yeah.
still like, this is the
Still
fucking
funny.
hilarious, the like best thing I've ever seen.
Are there some issues with some of the themes?
Yeah.
Maybe, but for the times, it was really amazing that she was the leading lady in this. Like,
And I will say that the situational comedy of the time, it was like these jokes were funny.
mm-hmm.
It's apparently funny to be menacing to your wife and like to drug her, and it was hilarious to be married because it was miserable, I guess. But like also like, I don't know. I mean, there's something timeless about couples working out their problems, about couples misunderstanding each other. There's always something timeless about that sitcom thing, right? It's like very like Three's Company, where you're like, oh, they're going to overhear this, and then someone's going to trip, and then this is going to happen. And like, Jack's going to like think that this happened, and you're like, okay, it's like, it's all based on this though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
I think so.
So...
Well, and what's funny about Shauna and I, if you don't know us from our other podcasts, or you're like, who are these people? So Shauna has red hair, I have brown hair, and we're best friends. And so
we have been
for a long time. And both of our husbands have tried to kill us several times.
And it was hilarious.
It was so funny. No, I'm just kidding.
No, and my husband's Latino. He's Mexican. He's not Cuban like
oh,
Ricky,
my God. You really are, Lucy.
Yeah, we really have that going. And there's actually some really funny moments. And so this is when it becomes like potentially damaging in like an ethnic, like insulting way, or like racist, or I don't know what you want to call it. But like, where she makes, it's almost like she gives back what he gives to her in misogyny. She gives it back making fun of like his accent or not being able to understand him. And I have to say that there are times when my husband says something to me and I'm like, wait, what? Like, what are you? And he's full English speaker. Like, he's lived here his whole life, but like lived a brief period in Mexico. So sometimes he has an ESL moment and we laugh about it, but like, I kind of get it. Like in their relationship where it's like, he's always like, Lucy, you're so fucking crazy. And then she's like, what are you saying? And then they kind of tease each other. And that's actually very sweet. I think in a weird way, it's like kind of like fucked up, but it's kind of sweet.
At the end of the day, you always know he's not really going to murder her.
I mean,
like
hope not.
He seems to really enjoy needling her.
Yeah,
because it's funnier the more worked up she gets.
Well, the two couples together, they like, and we'll talk about this
more. They do that with each
other. But they band against each other, the guys versus the girls, a lot.
All the time.
And it's so fun. And like, the girls are always so fucking hilarious. Yeah, so Trisha and I fancy ourselves.
We're the fucking hilarious girls.
We fancy ourselves Lucy and Ethel. I will say that even though I'm the one with the red hair, I think very often probably Trisha's more a little bit Lucy, just because she's like a little more slapstick funny than I am.
Well, I always want to be in the show.
She does always want to be in the show. Yeah.
Like, that's a big part
and I'm
kind
of like on the side, like, let's sing a song and let's just, so I'm sort of a little
bit
more
like,
Ethel.
But make me do it.
Yeah. So I'm like in on the joke, but you're kind of like leading it. I feel like that's definitely, so I do have the red hair, but I love Lucy. We should have like a wah wah sound.
Like we need like a horn in addition to
whenever
like
we
our
say
several.
We love Lucy.
Yeah. Like, awooga. Like.
Wait, what does it sound like?
Awooga. Woo woo.
Okay, so hey you guys, thanks for joining us. Okay, so this is, I'm just gonna say up front, life is hard. We're in the middle of COVID.
What?
Or the end of it, the middle of it, the beginning of it.
We don't know. That's the problem.
It's been 6 months and we're all home.
Yes.
We both have kids with varying degrees of ages and things going on, and we have been stuck. And we have other podcasts that we do that are, I don't want to say they're more serious because we're not.
It's not serious at all. No, we're never serious.
But we're trying to like do something. But this is like for us like pure fun.
Yeah.
Because we love like Lucille
We just
Ball.
wanted to like rewatch something from the beginning and like be able to laugh about it and have
just
a good time.
talk about it and be like, this is the best shit that ever happened. I love Lucy. We're gonna watch all of it and we're gonna talk about it because it's fun. And you deserve that too, everybody.
We didn't see another podcast like it. We want these to be short, little bites, and just one episode at a time. There's a million episodes, and so we're just gonna go through them and.
You're going to go with us, hopefully.
Join us.
Have your salt and vinegar popcorn wherever you get it from.
If you love Lucy and you want to send us some information or some thoughts, you can hit us up on social media at 2girlsonabench or Gmail, 2girlsonabench@gmail.com, or Twitter, 2girlsonabench. It's we're basically at
It's the number 2
two
girls on a bench.
every fucking where.
You
So
know what one of my friends at work said? He was
What?
like, "What's your thing? Is it like 2 girls on a bike?" Like,
yes, it
yes,
is.
it's a 2
It's actually 2 girls
We will-
on a baguette.
We will not ride a bike. No, because often it's like 2 girls on a beach is the mistake. But he
Yes.
was like 2 girls. He like
On
could,
a
it
bike.
was such a funny
That's
mistake
funny.
because I was like, that is new. I haven't
Yeah, I
heard
haven't
that one
heard
yet.
that one. We've heard on a beach for
It's
sure.
2 girls on a bench.
Yeah, but
Like
not
a
a
bench
workout
you
bench.
sit on.
Like a
No,
bench on the side of the
Just
street.
like
a park bench.
or like a bus bench.
Yeah.
Any number of
Just
shitty
an old
benches.
shitty bench. So when you see an old shitty
Park
bench and you think about television in the 50s, think of us.
And then listen to this show and recommend it to your friends.
There you
Hey,
go.
thanks. All right, everybody. Keep enjoying life with I Love Lucy. Watch all the episodes with us.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to a podcast of the Podfix Network. Discover more audible gems like this at podfixnetwork.com. Make sure to catch up-to-the-minute network shenanigans by following @Podfix on Twitter, official_Podfix on Instagram, @Podfix Network on Facebook. And make sure to subscribe to Podfix Presents wherever you choose to find podcasts. The Podfix Network, artist owned and loved.
Hi, this is Shauna,
This is Trisha,
and this is The Bench Loves Lucy.
the podcast. We are 2 girls on a bench. We have other podcasts. Check them out wherever you listen to podcasts.
And this one is dedicated to one of our favorite shows of all time, I Love Lucy.
And now it's time for a word from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Salt and Vinegar Popcorn. If you want something salty, it's there for you. If you're feeling bitter, it's there for you too. I don't
Remember
know
when
what
you
the fuck.
Because you were like, hey, Shauna, what's that you got there? Remember that?
Oh, I thought that was when we actually talked about the snack.
No, I think
God
that was going to
damn
be the
it.
commercial. And I was like, wait, when are you going to say that part that's funny? I'll be like, oh,
Put on your happy face, fucker.
all right.
Are we going to swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How could we not?
All right.
Okay. You can write that down. Swearing. Okay. Wait, how are we going to do it? The bench loves Lucy. The bench loves Lucy. Okay.
Okay.
Or the bench loves Lucy.
I know. Do that.
Okay.
Ready?